This is section 5.2, example number 3. So we want to graph the exponential function f of x equals 1/2 raised to the x power. So to graph this equation, we're going to make a t-table, and again in that t-table we want to put 3 values. So the 3 values that we want to use are, we want to let x be 0, and then go down 1, so -1, and up 1 is a +1. And again, I'm going to start from the bottom and work my way up. So f of 1 is 1/2 raised to the first power, and 1/2 raised to the first power is 1/2. So here in my t-table goes a 1/2, and f of 0 is 1/2 to the 0 power, and anything raised to the 0 power is 1. And f of -1 is 1/2 raised to the -1 power, and again, because it's a negative exponent, to get rid of the negative exponent, you flip that fraction over, which will be 2 over 1 to the first power, which is just 2. Now we plot those points. So we're going to plot -1, +2. You do that in a different color pen. So -1, +2 is here, and 0, 1 is here, and 1, 1/2 is here. So this curve looks like this. And there's that exponential curve. And again, we're going to be asking you, what is the horizontal asymptote? The horizontal asymptote for any exponential function is a line that the function approaches but never crosses, and in that case, that's this imaginary line here. That graph gets closer and closer to it, but it never touches it. And so the equation is y equals 0 for the horizontal asymptote. Y equals 0. All right, let's go ahead and go to the next problem. The next page says to notice the graph of exponential functions and look at the patterns in them. If you've got the green one, which is 0.4 raised to the x power, and the beige one is 0.25 raised to the x power, and the purple one is 0.7 raised to the x power. Notice what all of these have in common is that the base is a fraction. So 0.4 for one of them, 0.25 for the other one, and 0.7 for another one. So all of the bases are between 0 and 1. So your base is between 0 and 1, and that makes it what is called exponential decay, and that's because from left to right the curve goes down. The next one, notice that all of the bases are greater than 1. So the bases are greater than 1. So you got a 1.8, a 2.5, and a 4. And all of these from left to right are going up. So that's called exponential growth.